Welcome back to Forkcast. This is episode 5, 15 trending open source projects on GitHub right now, including a complete computer science curriculum that 350 salmon developers have starred on GitHub. Let's get into it. You are watching your AI agent burn through 100,000 tokens on a single task, and half of them are just verbose npm install logs and duplicated RAG chunks. That is real money disappearing into context window waste. Headroom compresses tool outputs, logs, and RAG chunks before they reach the LLM, slashing token usage by 60 to 95%. It is a Python library, a proxy, and an MCP server in one package. How do you cut your LLM bill in half without touching your model? Headroom does it by stripping the noise and keeping only what the model actually needs to see. The context optimization layer your agent stack has been missing. You spend 3 days tuning an agent, it nails every task, then you close the terminal and everything is gone. No memory, no continuity, no personality that lasts longer than a single session. Hermes-agent from Noose Research solves exactly this. It is an agent harness with a persistent 45 megabyte memory footprint that grows with you over time, running 100% locally. What if your agent actually remembered your preferences, your stack, and your workflow across weeks of use? The architecture stores learned behaviors as you work, so every session builds on the last instead of starting from zero. An agent that earns its keep by getting smarter the longer you use it. You hand your AI coding agent a production task, and it runs unoptimized shell commands with no security guardrails, no memory of what failed last time, and no instinct for which approach actually works. It is the difference between an intern and a senior engineer. ECC is a performance optimization harness that layers skills, instincts, memory, and security on top of Claude Code, Codex, OpenCode, and Cursor. It delivers a 25 to 33% speed improvement and up to 150% better context utilization. Can a harness turn any coding agent into a careful, fast, and safe contributor? The benchmarks say yes. The tireless DevOps engineer that never makes the same mistake twice. You have 100 scanned PDFs in Japanese, Arabic, and Hindi, and your current OCR pipeline either mangles the text or refuses to process them at all. Getting multilingual documents into your LLM workflow should not require 6 different tools. PaddleOCR bridges images and PDFs directly to structured data with support for over 100 languages. It delivers a 65 times inference speedup over previous versions while using a model 4 times smaller. How do you feed every document on your drive into your RAG pipeline with a single Python import? PaddleOCR parses, structures, and exports to Markdown in one shot. The universal document key that unlocks every PDF for your AI. You build for 3 days, demo to stakeholders, and they say it is not what they asked for. Nobody wrote a spec, everybody assumed, and now you are rewriting from scratch. GitHub spec-kit is the official GitHub toolkit for spec-driven development, generating AI-assisted PRDs before a single line of code is written. It takes a rough idea to a reviewable spec in under 5 minutes, with Copilot integration built in. What if the spec phase was the fastest part of your workflow instead of the one everyone skips? Define the what before you build the how, and you stop building the wrong thing twice. Ship the right feature the first time. You want Copilot's agent embedded into your custom IDE, your CI pipeline, and your internal developer portal, but there is no documented API, and every integration attempt breaks with the next update. GitHub/Copilot-SDK is the official multi-platform SDK with 3 language bindings, Java, Python, and TypeScript, maintained by GitHub itself. It exposes the same agent integration APIs that power Copilot in VS Code, now available for any app you build. Can you wire agentic coding into every surface your developers touch? With an officially supported SDK shipped by GitHub, the answer is finally yes. Copilot wherever your code lives, not just inside one editor. Researching a single topic means manually checking Reddit threads, scrolling X, scrubbing YouTube transcripts, and cross-referencing hacker news, then somehow synthesizing it all into something coherent. That is 2 hours of tab whiplash before you write a single word. Last30days-skill is an AI agent skill that researches any topic across 6 platforms simultaneously: Reddit, X, YouTube, Hackyour News, Polymarket, and the open web, then delivers a grounded, structured summary. 85% of the synthesis is automated. What would you do with a research assistant that covers the entire internet in under a minute? It works with Claude Code and OpenClaw right out of the box. Switch gears now. Here are some standout consumer apps trending today. Notebook.LM is genuinely impressive, but it lives entirely inside Google's walled garden. No API access, no customization, no way to run it on your own hardware. Open Notebook is a fully open-source re-implementation that matches the core experience and adds features Google has not shipped yet. It launches locally in under 2 minutes, runs completely self-hosted, and gives you full control over every document and every generated insight. Why settle for a locked research assistant when you can own the entire pipeline? The same AI-powered notebook experience, minus the surveillance and the usage limits. Your knowledge base, your rules. You have seen AI VTubers on stream, but building one yourself meant stitching together cloud APIs for speech recognition, and LLM, TTS, and live 2D rendering, with latency that kills any sense of real conversation. Open-LLM-VTuber runs every component locally. Hands-free voice interaction, real-time voice interruption when you cut in mid-sentence, and a live 2D avatar rendered on your own GPU, all cross-platform and compatible with any LLM backend, including Llama. What does it take to put a fully interactive AI companion on your desktop without a single cloud subscription? One install, any model, zero latency, your own AI co-host, running entirely on your machine. You want to land a software engineering job at a top tech company, but your preparation is a chaotic mix of random leet code problems, half-watched YouTube videos, and a cracked copy of Cracking the Coding interview from 2015. There is no structure, no progression, and no way to know if you are actually ready. Coding Interview University is a complete multi-month computer science study plan curated by an engineer who went through the FAANG gauntlet and documented every step. It covers algorithms, data structures, system design, and behavioral prep with a target of 75% syllabus completion before interviewing. Can a single GitHub repo replace an entire bootcamp? 350,000 stars say it already has. The syllabus that turns scattered prep into a guaranteed interview pipeline. You install OpenClaw on Windows and the agent runs great in the terminal, but the moment you minimize that window, it vanishes from your workflow. No system tray, no quick launch, no way to call the agent without reopening a console. openclaw-windows-node adds a native system tray app, a shared library, and integration with the PowerToys command palette, all responding in under 64 milliseconds. How do you make a powerful AI agent feel like a built-in part of Windows? Give it a tray icon, keyboard shortcuts, and a command palette entry that is always one keystroke away. The Windows native companion that brings your agent out of the terminal and onto your desktop. Next up, what is happening in DevOps, security, and data? Building physical AI for robots and autonomous vehicles requires world models trained on 20 petabytes of proprietary sensor data that only 3 companies can afford to collect. Individual researchers and startups are locked out entirely. NVIDIA Cosmos opens the gates. It ships pre-trained world models, curated datasets, and tools that let any developer build physical AI for robotics, autonomous driving, and smart infrastructure, no data center required. What happens when world models become as accessible as language models? Cosmos ships the foundation, you bring the application, the open platform that turns every developer into a robotics researcher. You are running 4 different security scanners, one for container images, one for Kubernetes manifests, one for your Git repos, and one for your cloud infrastructure. Each has its own output format, its own false positive rate, and its own update cadence. Trivy replaces all four with a single Go binary. It scans containers, Kubernetes clusters, code repositories, cloud configurations, and generates SB-UMs detecting vulnerabilities, misconfigurations, and hard-coded secrets in one pass. Can one scanner actually cover your entire stack? Aqua Security has been proving it can for years, and 35,000 stars confirm it. One binary, every surface, zero excuses for unpatched infrastructure. A cyber investigation means juggling a terminal, a notes app, a spreadsheet, and a report template, while evidence sits scattered across 12 disconnected tools. Connecting the dots is entirely manual and painfully slow. Flowsint replaces that mess with a visual graph-based investigation platform. You drag evidence nodes onto a canvas, connect relationships visually, and build an investigation that stays coherent from first alert to final report, with Python and TypeScript plugins for custom analysis. What if your investigation tool drew the connections for you as you worked? Extensible, collaborative, and purpose-built for cybersecurity analysts. The investigation canvas that thinks like an analyst, not a spreadsheet. You want to run algorithmic trading strategies, but every existing framework expects you to be a quantitative PhD who writes custom factor models in Python and backtests for weeks before deploying a single trade. Retail traders are boxed out. Vibe trading flips that with a multi-agent LLM framework where analyst, trader, and risk manager agents collaborate autonomously. It integrates real-time news and sentiment, runs backtesting and live trading through the MCP protocol, and has already demonstrated a 3.11% alpha generation in published benchmarks. Can a team of LLM agents run a trading desk for you? This framework puts the answer surprisingly close to yes, your personal trading desk, powered by agents that never sleep. That is all 15 projects from Forkcast Today, Episode 5. Every GitHub link is in the description. Grab anything that caught your eye. Subscribe, and you will never miss the next trending breakout repo on Forkcast.